I'm Brooke.
And I'm Hope.
And this is the Bookish and Bubbly Podcast. What's up, everybody? It's Brooke.
And Hope.
You're too far away.
I know, I didn't know you. We were just like casually
You literally
chilling.
told me to record.
I know, and then we were just chilling, and then you started it, and I wasn't ready. And you're going to put this in there, too. I
am. All right. So, how's the week been for you, Hope?
Let's see. I had a pretty good week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why? Is it because of your hair?
No.
It was. She got so many compliments on her naturally curly hair this week. Tori Kelly.
Yeah, but I went to like a pet store, and I feel like they thought I was a poodle.
Yeah. I'm sure they did. Everyone complimented your hair.
No, I did go to a Clippers game.
Oh, yeah.
And
meet any
somebody was
baseball
like,
players?
Honestly, so my mom's friend, Shelly, was like, do you want to go to a Clippers game with her and her husband? And so I was like, yeah. And as soon as I got there, I was like, Shell, I know why you brought me here. And she's like, I know.
Those
They're all
pants.
over 6 feet tall.
There you go.
What a dream.
I always wonder why they're 6 feet tall or over. I would think it wouldn't matter. You could just be super short and play baseball. Because you don't need to... Maybe you need height for, like, in the outfield to jump up for a fly ball.
I couldn't tell you anything about the baseball.
I did play softball until 5th grade, so I know a lot.
Did you actually, though?
Yeah, I was the pitcher, baby.
Oh.
Did the windmill and everything.
Really?
Yeah. Have you not? You didn't know
I guess
that?
I don't know you.
I guess not, because we knew each other in 3rd grade, so you should.
Yeah, that's cool though. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was Dime a Dog night, which I typically,
Wow.
Here's the thing.
Oh.
I usually am like against hot dogs because, let's be real here, we don't know what's in them.
Absolutely not.
And just, they look weird to me, and I don't know. I'm just not big on hot dogs or like really any meat in the casing. I don't know. It just, I don't like it.
Okay.
But apparently for the experience, you have to get a hot dog.
I'm a dog.
So I got one, okay? All of these people came in with, like, buckets of hot dogs.
I mean, they're 10 cents, baby.
It was like a war zone of hot dog eating humans.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. It was worth the 10 cents.
Hot dogs they're gross. We all think they're gross, but they're also good.
The ends really irk me a little bit.
They look like a butthole.
Yeah. So my mom was there, and I was like, Mom, you want to bite? Can you bite that end? Because it looked weird. And then I was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. They are really gross when you really think about them, but I just try not to think about it too hard. Yeah. I don't really eat hot dogs a lot, but...
I don't either. But I feel like
when you're there, you have to experience
when in Rome, right? When in Rome, eat the hot dog.
Oh my gosh.
So, how was your week?
I don't really know what even happened to me this week, if I'm going to be honest. I can't even remember.
Any, like, catastrophes with birds to discuss?
Oh. Yeah, so I was repotting all of our plants on the front porch, side porch, whatever. And I broke a pot on accident, and I threw it loudly into the trash can. And we have a bird's nest right beside, like right near our trash can. And I heard a chirp, but I just thought it was a bird. I just thought it was one of the birds in the nest. But it turns out one of the birds fell out of the nest, and Nora found it. She did not touch it, luckily. Aww. But she really wanted to. She was like, hi. Aww. It was really cute. But anyways, I wasn't sure what to do, so I went on my Instagram and I was like, everybody please help, SOS. And I got like 15 messages.
You're like famous.
I'm so famous.
Yeah.
I'm so famous. It's like really hard. But everyone, like, some people were like, don't touch it, and then some people were like, you can touch it and put it back in its nest. But my cousin said that she just killed one last week with her husband. Because, like, on accident, they tried to save it. And then after it had passed on, they looked it up and they realized they did everything wrong. So she sent me that link. It was some, like, wildlife website. And it said you can put it back in its nest. It said that the myth about touching the birds is actually false. So that is going out to everybody. Just so you know, you can touch a bird that fell out of its nest.
That's really good to know.
It's great to know. But I found out also that the bird that fell was a fledgling. I found this out. It's a new vocabulary word I have. And that it probably would have just hopped right out of its nest if I had put it back in. So just to put it around the nest. And it was already around the nest. However, it was the kids' bedtime. Dinner time. So I ran in, we did dinner, and when I came back out, it was gone. So that's what happened. So I think it got eaten. In the amount of time it took for my kids to eat. So I'm just going to hold out hope that it's somewhere in the yard, prancing around. Yeah. So I hope it's still out there somewhere. He can, do it on his own. But
he did.
I think he's dead. So I did fail him. Yeah. But it said it would have just hopped right back out of the nest.
Really?
It's a fledgling. It said it would have hopped right back out. So, the same thing might have happened if I had intervened.
You can't save everyone.
It's a hard burden to bear. So yeah, I guess that did happen this week.
Nice.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it was fun because we got a lot of response for our middle school trauma episode.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
It was so much fun. Well, we had so much fun recording it.
Yeah.
We were, obviously you could tell, we were literally laughing the entire time. And then after, while I was editing, I was laughing the whole time. Yes. And then I sent it to Hope. She listened to it. She's laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody really liked it. Well, everybody, meaning a couple people. So that's been fun. It's been fun hearing back from people saying that they really liked it.
Or their traumatic stories.
All
I have to say here is that school uniforms, the skirts and all that, are just a recipe for disaster.
They are.
So Jane, shout out to you, man. We're thinking of you.
During this tough time. They are bad. But I remember once I stopped going to school, I was like, hold on, now I have to think of what I have to wear every day.
Honestly, that's true.
And I then was like, I get it now.
Yeah.
I don't think really that's why they did the uniforms. They did it so what everybody is...
Be modest and not lead the boys to sin.
Of course. I forgot about that part. But it was kind of nice only having 3 options.
Yeah.
You got your jumper.
Shut up.
Oh, that still makes me laugh. Mitchell's like, I didn't really get that. I was like, I know, but jumpers are hilarious. He went to a public school. He didn't get it.
I'll send him a picture of me in a jumper.
He got it. I mean, I explained it, and then he's like, oh, okay. But he didn't understand the stigma behind the jumper,
There's a serious stigma.
There's a serious stigma, and it's something we all need to be aware of and talk about.
It was 80 degrees, and I was wearing a freaking hoodie because my mom didn't love me enough to buy me the second glance skirt without the button that we'd have to put a button on and sew it and let out the hem in it because I was so tall.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to talk about it.
And then we would, and then, I don't know, I feel like every school was different with, the rules.
Yeah.
And, we would all tuck our shirts.
Yes.
We had to tuck our shirts, but what we would do is we would wear a cami underneath.
Uh-huh.
And then roll it under our cami so it looked kind of tucked, but it wasn't. And now that I think back to that, why didn't we just tuck our shirts in?
I didn't have to worry about that.
You didn't, because you wore a sweatshirt.
In my jumper.
Oh my gosh. And then Liv was telling me, shout out Liv, she liked her shout out last week. She was saying that at her school, on the days that they would have, basketball games or whatever. Yeah. So at our school, we were allowed to dress up, in out of school clothes, but they had to be nice. Dress pants or whatever. I always wore the dress pants because I didn't want to wear a skirt or a dress anymore because I had to wear that every day. But at their school, they had to wear their uniforms, but specific things. So she could wear her Oxford shirt, a full button-down Oxford shirt, and then knee-high socks. And that's what they would wear on their nice days. I was like, that sucks.
So in high school, because I went to a different private school in high school, on Mondays we had our chapel days. And everyone had to wear the white button-up, it wasn't a polo, the button-up, see-through material,
I think that's what she means by
an Oxford shirt. Yeah, we had to wear that on chapel days because you had to be pure for the Lord.
Oh, dear God. What if someone didn't wear that on?
You got written up.
Yeah, okay.
You could get a detention.
That's weird. That's a weird rule.
I know.
On chapel days, and if I didn't do my laundry, I didn't wear the right shirt to church.
Yeah, and we had sweater vests that we wore, but not on chapel
Sweater
days.
vests or like cardigans, you mean?
Sweater vests.
Okay. Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so then, okay.
And we had to wear knee-high white socks on chapel day.
No!
And dress shoes. Yeah, you weren't supposed to wear tennis shoes.
That's horrible. And on a Monday,
you know what? Jesus still loves me and my red polo and sneakers. He still died for me.
Okay, so that's so different from our school. So, like, in high school. And the rules there were a lot less strict. And also, I liked the colors better. They meshed with my skin tone a little better. We had maroon. So, I liked that better than the harsh red on my skin.
Yeah.
I feel like maroon's one of my colors. You know?
I think so.
Yeah, thanks. So, I was just thriving. Mm-hmm. Anyways, they were allowed to wear flip-flops. We were allowed to wear flip-flops.
You're kidding me.
No, it was...
Toes are from the devil.
I know,
but you can't show your toes.
It was amazing.
I'm jealous.
I know.
I remember at my high school we were allowed to wear jeans on Fridays.
Yeah.
But we were still supposed to wear the polo shirt.
Oh, yeah,
or was that Genoa?
No, I think we had that at our school, too.
Honestly, though, why bother?
Well, because you could wear a school sweatshirt. Oh, you couldn't? No. Oh, yeah, we could wear a school sweatshirt on Friday. And, like, a school t-shirt, too. Like, track. If you had a track shirt, you could wear that on Friday.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. Someone correct me. I don't think anybody from my school actually listens to this. I think Mrs. Grandstaff listens. Hi, Mrs. Grandstaff. I think she does. But I don't think anybody else listens, so I can't be corroborated on that. But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to ask this.
Oh, yeah.
But I already know the answer, and it's going to tick me off, I feel like. Did you watch Queen Charlotte on Netflix?
No. I didn't finish
Bridgerton
yet.
Did you start it?
Yes, remember we talked about that.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Did you not like it?
Yes, I just don't have time to watch shows.
I know, but I think that's one thing that I don't like makes me mad regarding you. Oh. Because Bridgerton is such a good show and book series, and I feel like you're missing out and you just won't watch it, and I feel like this is how you are about The Office with me.
I watched a lot of it, and then I just forgot about it.
I know, but...
I stayed up till like 3 a.m. one night watching it because I liked it so much.
I just don't know who I'm supposed to talk to about it with.
Doesn't Megan watch it?
Megan.
What did you think about it, Megan?
Call in.
What if we took live calls? Wait, that wouldn't work. We're not a radio show.
I think it could work.
Hope wants to go live.
I want to go live so bad.
Okay, let us know if you want us to go live. I would rather die, but we can make it work if you want us to.
Anyway, Queen Charlotte was one of the best shows that I've seen. It was really sad. If you watch it, you're going to be...
Sad?
Well, kind of. If you watch it, you're going to be like, Hope, I'm surprised you watched that. Because it's like a little bit dark in some parts. And I was a big girl and watched it.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, but
it's
just
dark.
work on that for me.
Like murders?
No.
Like how dark then? What do you mean?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Right. Of course. That would be spoiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I keep thinking of this. So like we've talked about doing themed books for like the time of year or the holidays that are going on. So like in October, spooky season, if you will.
Yeah.
I want to do like some books like that, but nothing scary because I don't like any scary books.
Yeah.
But like mysteries or something, and I was asking around trying to get a feel for like what kind of books, and I got some recommendations, but I'm afraid that that you will just hate them.
No.
I'll have to watch Queen Charlotte and see what that is. Was that like you didn't almost want to watch it because it was so dark?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I feel like with a book too, it'd be different. Like if I'm watching it on like TV, it like hits a little bit more. I feel
because you got the visuals and the auditory.
Yeah. I'm not good with the auditory. Is not great, or the visuals.
Well, yeah.
But if I'm reading it, I could like skim through it really quick.
Yeah, or you can just put the book down.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I guess you could just pause the show, but yeah. Okay.
So I guess we won't talk about Queen Charlotte, but
Sorry.
I'd like you to watch it so that we can talk about it with our fans.
Okay. Well, yeah. Have any of you read or watched Bridgerton? We need to know. I need to read the books, but you're the one who has the books, and I don't think I'm going to buy them.
I cannot remember who has the first one.
Who has the first of Hope's Bridgerton books? The Duke and I.
Yes. Give it back.
Give it back now.
I feel like a lot of people have books of mine, and it's kind of stressing me out.
Okay,
I'm like, I want my book back.
Everyone, you better come clean.
I think, honestly, it might be Megan.
Megan Ramsey.
Give me that book.
If you have one of Hope's books, any of you that are listening, you better give it back.
Or it's my sister.
Or wrap it up, Shelby, and give it back. I mean, if you've already read them, it doesn't matter. But I, being Brooke, would like to, not that you would ever get our voices mixed up, I would like to read The Duke and I, so give it back so I can read it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Do we talk about everything? I think.
I didn't have anything
Our
else to
Instagram
say.
is just blowing up right now.
We have 100 followers.
Yeah, and we just put up a story. And we're
We
getting
did.
a lot of likes.
Are
and a
we?
couple messages. Yeah, both of our phones keep lighting up.
Let's see. What do they say?
Well, people are just liking it.
Oh,
and then
okay.
my sister said, yes! LOL.
Okay, thanks, sis. Ew. I hated that. And also for the shout-outs, everybody that shouted us out, 3 of you. Both of Hope's sisters, and then my cousin shouted us out, and we really appreciate it.
You've got a lot of family, and they are just showing up.
They
for
are.
us.
Love you guys in Iowa. Shout out to Iowa! 11% of our listeners are from Iowa, just so you know.
Wow. What other states are in there?
Oh, do you want me to go through the list?
Yeah.
All right, let me go through the list.
If you're in another state listening, identify yourself. Let us know in the comments.
Well, I know some of them. Okay. Are you ready, everyone? We have listeners in Ohio, Iowa, New York, Maryland, Virginia, Georgia, Wisconsin, Kentucky, Colorado, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Texas, Michigan, North Carolina, and California.
Is that real?
That's what Mitchell said. He goes, that's not real.
Yes, it is.
He goes, that can't be right. It's literally his words.
You guys aren't that good.
So if you're listening from out of state or out of the country, Hungary.
Canada.
And Canada. Sorry. I just think Hungary is so crazy.
Yeah. I know.
But I don't know anyone in Canada either. I don't know anyone from a lot of those places. So I don't know who's listening from there. And then Maryland, is that where Boston is?
No.
Where's Boston?
Tell me Massachusetts.
Thank you. Never mind. Nothing about Maryland.
Don't cut that.
I know my state. I used to know all the capitals, but I don't anymore.
Oh, remember that song we had to do?
California Alabama. I know all the states. Should I do the song?
No.
It's really long.
No. No.
Do you remember when in 3rd grade when we did the Bible thing?
I tried to block it out.
It was like, for all those of you that weren't in 3rd grade with us, which would have been most of you.
Do you know how it started? I love
creation. Something like
I love how immediately you stand at attention.
it's like creation, fall, and then I don't know the rest. And then I just remember Tigris, Euphrates, Milan, Tara dies. That's the only
Who's
part.
Tara?
Or Sarah. I don't know the name. It was basically the entire Bible, but it was
with hand motions.
With hand motions, but it was creation, and then we'd all do a hand motion together, and we did the entire freaking Bible, and we learned this in 3rd grade. And we probably performed it for something. Speaking of performances, we were in the first year of Genoa's Got Talent. As my mom likes to call it, it was Genoa's Got No Talent. And that's an accurate statement.
She did not call
Yes, she's called it Genoa's Got No Talent.
I wish you would have said that right before I drank a big glass of wine. Because I just almost choked.
But is it not the most accurate thing you've ever heard? Yeah. It's bad.
I hated it.
It was bad. So I think in Genoa's Got Talent, there would be a choir component. You'd have the choir singing something. And then there were skits. But then you could also, it was a talent show. So anybody could go up there and do their talent. And they just said yes to everybody. Which honestly, that's on them. This was all on them. They should have only selected the best of the best. We were not it.
You know who was it, though? Remember when all the other girls did that dance with the glow sticks?
I was in that.
What?
Wait, I think.
No, you
Fever?
weren't.
When we sang, yes.
No.
Well, I remember doing that in Sydney Manny's basement. I'm pretty sure I was in that.
I don't think you were.
Yes. I remember the girls that were in it. Who was it?
No, I thought it was like Caroline, Sydney.
I was in that group!
No.
Yes, I was. I was in Sydney's basement doing it. I was in that, wasn't I? I remember doing it in Sydney's basement with the glow sticks. And I remember, like, creating it. But did they kick me out?
I don't think you were in it.
I was too.
Let's call him right now.
I'm calling you, Sydney.
You weren't in it.
I'm calling you, Sydney.
I don't think you were in it.
I'm calling her.
How would you have been in it?
She's answering. Hi, Sydney. How are you? I was meaning to call you. Is it okay? So I'm with Hope. Is it okay that you're on speakerphone?
Okay.
Okay.
Hey!
Okay, so I don't know if you know that we're doing this podcast.
Yes.
Okay. The thing is recording right now, but I don't have to put you on it. I just want everyone to know what's going on. Okay.
Brooke's very upset right now.
Okay. We're talking about Genoa's Got Talent, and Hope was saying, you know what was actually good was when those girls did a glow stick thing. And I said, I did that.
No, you did
Because
not.
I remember being in your basement. I remember it was at least you and Caroline, and we were doing the fever dance with the glow sticks. Was I in that?
Yes.
Ha! Suck on that, Hope!
Hope was too.
I was not. No,
Hope wasn't there. She's a loser.
Screw you.
Okay, but I was in it too.
You got cut.
Sydney is saying I was in it. We have a witness.
I don't think I would have done it if you weren't in it.
How does it feel, Hope, to be so wrong?
If I was in my basement, Brooke was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot we ever did that. What song was that?
It was Fever by Family Force 5.
No, it wasn't.
Well, I remember doing a dance to that in your basement, but maybe that wasn't the one we chose. But
It was a different one. I'm pretty sure this one, or maybe I'm thinking of another dance. I don't know the words, but the dun 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 dun. That one.
Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's Walking on Sunshine. That's no. Ow! Okay, that's Walking on Sunshine, and we did a really, really bad dance to that.
Yeah, I wasn't in that.
She's like,
Well,
thank God I wasn't
honestly,
in that.
good for you because it was bad. That's what we were talking about on the podcast about how embarrassing it was. Well,
This is great.
yeah,
This is great.
I appreciate you clearing that up. Okay, thank you, Sydney.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, wow. Sydney coming in clutch with my answer of me being right.
Piss off.
Oh,
Are we going to talk about the book or not?
it is 33
Oh my
minutes
gosh.
in. Okay.
So this week we read Happy Place by Emily Henry. It's all the rage right now.
It is. Well, it just came out. When did it come out? Like in May.
Yeah.
So we're recording this in May. I think this is going to come out in June though.
Okay.
Our episode will drop in June.
Because we have like a whole vault here.
Yeah, we
that's
don't.
running out.
It's running real low. We're running on fumes here, everyone. But, okay, so I'll read the synopsis on the book. Okay, think of your happy place. Harriet and Wynne have been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls. Except now, for reasons they're still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago and still haven't told their best friends. Which is how they find themselves sharing a bedroom at the main cottage that has been their friend group's yearly getaway for the last decade. Their annual respite from the world, where for one vibrant, blissful week they leave behind their daily lives, have copious amounts of cheese, wine, and seafood, and soak up the salty coastal air with the people who understand them the most. Only this year, Harriet and Wynne are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other. Because the cottage is for sale, and this is the last week they'll all have together in this place, they can't stand to break their friends' hearts, and so they'll play their parts. Harriet will be the driven surgical resident who never starts a fight, and Wynne will be the laid-back charmer who never lets the cracks show. It's a flawless plan, if you look at it from a great distance and through a pair of sunscreen-smeared sunglasses. After years of being in love, how hard can it be to fake it for 1 week in front of those who know you best?
The dramatic book closing.
Okay, ratings.
5 out of 5.
Yeah, me too. Same.
Loved it.
Loved it.
So we both finished it last night.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I got done a little bit sooner, and Brooke was like, I'm gonna let you know what I think.
Yeah.
Because I sent her, I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I took a picture when I finished reading of my face. Do it too. Like, I can't wait to see what you think. And she's like, oh, well, I think you're going to be in bed by the time I finish it, which I was because I love my sleep. So I woke up this morning with 17 text messages. But I was like, Brooke, hold your horses. Yeah. We got to talk about this on the podcast.
We always try to, like, not talk about what we're going to talk about on the podcast before because we want to save it all for the pod. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've not literally talked about this other than, well, I guess I'll just say it now. I expected to literally be torn apart by this book. I expected to be in complete tears, just a mess after this book. I also thought that this book was going to be the saddest book I've ever read, based on what everyone was saying.
Yeah.
I have seen how many videos and pictures on Instagram and TikTok of girls with literally their eyes are puffy, they're crying so hard. I associated that with sad tears because that's where my mind went. And they're not saying this was sad or happy, but then I kept hearing it's so sad too.
Yeah.
And then so I was literally expecting a main character to die at any moment. I thought one of the friends was going to die. Okay. We're going to have spoilers from now on. So if you haven't read it, don't keep listening. I thought when they were looking for Sabrina everywhere, she was dead somewhere. I literally thought she was dead because of the reaction of everybody. Yes, I thought she was dead. I literally was like, they're going to find her car like off the road somewhere and she's going to be dead. Or like near death or something. I thought Wynn's mom was going to die.
Yeah.
Or that at the end they weren't going to get together. Like I literally thought that's what was going to happen. I thought something bad was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was just a really amazing book and it was really heartfelt. There were definitely sad things in it, sad themes. But like that was not the main part of the book.
Yeah.
It was happy and so heartwarming. That's, I think, why people were crying. Why did you cry? Because Hope, her picture, she was obviously crying.
I thought it was heartbreaking.
Like, heartbreaking?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Okay. I have my whole speech prepared.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me
it
just
was
take a drink of
heartbreaking
wine.
until the end, I thought. So then you were crying at the end, though. So I was confused. Okay,
The whole time, when he's not really, like, telling her what happened, and she's not really telling him what happened, like, there's this huge battle of, like, why they broke up, why they're not together, like, all this stuff. You don't know anything. And there's one part in it where his mom texts him, and she's like, you need to tell her, like, the sooner you do, it's gonna make things worse the longer you wait. So I was like, oh my god, he's got cancer. I don't want to read this book. So I texted Brooke, and I'm like, where are you at in this book? And she wasn't where I was, so I was like, well, never mind. So I looked up the trigger warnings and it didn't say anything about like cancer, because I was like, I don't want to finish this book if that's what it is. I don't want to do it. However, can I say what was wrong?
Yeah.
Or, like, why
we're already spoilers.
So basically when they were together, Wynn moved like his whole life to be with Harriet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Before. He moved his whole life to be with Harriet, and then like, he didn't really have anything. He always thought he was stupid. Like, his siblings were super successful.
Yeah. He thought he was kind of just along for the ride with Harriet. Like, she was, like settling to his level.
Yeah.
And he was just dragging her down and stuff.
Yeah. He was, like, living with her, and she just started to notice, like, he was growing more and more unhappy with his life. And it, like, was kind of putting a strain on their relationship. But then his dad died.
Yes.
And then he just became, she said in the book, like, he became, like, a shell of a human.
Yeah.
And she couldn't pull him out of it, and he was, like, numb and just, like, floating through life. And he talked about how it felt like he was, like, drowning. Yeah.
No, I was really sad at that point.
Yeah.
I was still waiting for something even worse to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think
it just resonated with me a little bit more.
No, of course.
Because, like, I could see, like, that situation.
You literally understand fully.
Yeah, so, like, it was just, like, slowly breaking them apart, and then he ended up, like, moving back, and then
his mom has Parkinson's.
Yeah, and then basically he was just so unhappy that he just basically, like, dumped her, sent all her stuff back, and just tried to, like, cut her out because he wanted her to be happy.
Yeah, and because he does explain later, he thought she didn't even care.
Yeah.
Because we find out Harriet was trying to be fine for him. I'm putting fine in quotes. Like, she didn't want to show her grief about his dad dying, and she was really upset about it because she was like, I finally have a dad.
Yeah.
And she lost him.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna cry
this
now.
book literally, like, tore me all the way apart. No, it's fine. But, like, I think, and it doesn't even have to do with, like, just losing your dad. I think, like, if you've lost anyone, like, that you're super close with, you can, like, resonate with that feeling of, like, drowning and everything being, he talked about how everything was, like, so loud in the world, and then, like, he didn't know what to do, you know, he's just, like, really struggling. And so, like, you resonate with that of, like, losing someone and how everyone around you, like, life just moves on.
But
and
you're stuck.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to, like, slowly crawl out of this hole. So I just really resonated with that, but it, like, it was so sad because he was losing his love.
He was.
It makes me emotional.
Yeah, no, I was really sad at that part, but that wasn't even, when was that?
It was towards the end.
I guess.
But that's the whole time they're there, like, there's still no hope. Like, I didn't think they were going to end up together.
I think that's where I thought it was going to end, and I was going to be really mad, and I was going to give it a 1. If they had,
because they were, like, loved each other so much. He would, like, touch her thigh under the table, but then, like, they weren't together, and, like, it was just heartbreaking.
It was. We just jumped right into the heartbreaking stuff, didn't we?
Well, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, it's because we were, like, not sure where we both stood.
Yeah.
Yes. So then you were like, I just was really crying the last couple chapters. I think because it was just such a beautiful wrap up.
Yeah, and then, like, she left, so I was, like, upset. I was like, oh, my gosh. Yeah. Like, I really thought this is how it's going to end. Yeah. Because I was looking at, like, the amount of pages I had left. Yes. And I'm like, there's not enough time.
Well, I know. And then I was like, the last 2 pages, someone's going to drop dead on the last 2 pages. No! I literally was waiting. See, that was my problem. Yeah. I let everybody else make me think something bad was going to happen. Like, I don't know. I need to not listen to people as much.
Yeah. But I also thought, like, I'm a huge, like, honestly, my family makes fun of me all the time. Like, I'm the biggest sap, and I really will cry at anything.
Listen, I do now, after having the babies. I freaking cry all the time. Yeah. That's why I was surprised I didn't cry. Yeah. But then, I listened to the book today, because I think last night I was really trying to really speed through it and finish it, because we were planning on recording it tonight. Yeah. And I probably should have just been like, let's not record tonight. Let me just finish it in my time.
Oh, you should have.
But at the same time, I would have, in any other scenario, wanted to finish that book that night.
Yeah. I found myself not wanting to finish it.
Well, that's what I did. So I started this a while ago. Like, right after we got it, I started it. I got to, like, page, like, 145. Okay. Maybe. I got that far in, and I stopped. Partially because you hadn't even started yet, I think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But then also, I was like, I really can't. I can't deal with anything dramatic that's going to happen. And I thought it was going to be just so horrible. And it was very heartbreaking. It was very good. When I re-listened to it, I cried.
Did you?
Yeah.
I knew you would.
Okay. So, I think last night I was just, the anticipation of something absolutely terrible that was going to happen was overshadowing all of the other emotions. I was very happy and stuff, but, like, not as much as I would have been if I wasn't so freaking worried about something terrible happening. It's a little silly, but that's what my mind was doing. And then today, I already knew it was going to happen, so I just felt the emotions as they came, and then I was crying.
No, all last night, I was like I kept, like, tearing up a little bit, and I was like, are you really crying, like, over a book? And then I was just like, oh my god, this
I've cried
so
over
beautiful.
Books before.
I've never, but really? I guess I haven't read, like, anything, like, too
sad, yeah. I've cried because I've been really happy in a book before.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember what book, but it happened. I have done that.
I also really, like, it also made, what I was saying, and then you rudely interrupted me.
Oh, of course.
No, I'm kidding.
My MO.
Yeah, so what I was saying, when I was talking about how, like, we're talking about how we're both, like, super sappy now, I also was crying as it wrapped up Wynn's story. Like, how he said that he, like, moved out there, he, like, tried to create stuff, he got that job where he was, like, creating those tables. Yeah. He talked about, like, getting on medicine and how, like, the world was quiet and stuff, and I just was like, yes!
Yes. Okay,
I feel like
she writes is amazing. Yeah. It makes you feel like you're there.
And I feel like Emily Henry also has, like, lost someone really close to her because it was really real, like, how she... Like, I feel like not a lot of books would be like, oh, yeah, I'm on, like, medicine for this. And, you know, like, especially when talking about, like, grief. Like, oh, yeah, I was on medicine and I did this and that. Yeah. And, like, that's, like, a huge, like, stigma. So I really liked that he was like, oh, yeah, I started taking medicine. And I realized I've had this problem.
Well, and I loved how he described which is sad, but like, he was like, I didn't realize I had always had this like, depression. And he described it like the kid who had asthma on his soccer team.
Yeah.
And they all thought he was having this heart attack this one time because he couldn't breathe. And he found out at age 17 he has asthma. And he was just operating through 17 years of life with 55% lung capacity.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize it was that hard to breathe.
Yeah.
He didn't realize it actually wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
And that's what Wynn realized about like depression. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, that hit me hard.
You talked about like the world becoming quieter.
Yeah. Man.
Kind of hit home a little bit.
Yeah. Oh.
I just think it's like good to talk about those things though.
Oh, it's good. Well, I mean, how many people like struggle with depression or some kind of like mental illness?
Yeah.
Literally like the majority do. And I feel like now it's becoming a lot more.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like people
mainstream.
are like always scared to be like, oh, I have.
Yeah, I still feel like, but that it's becoming more accepted. Like, we're all trying to talk about it more. Not everybody, but I feel like it's becoming more like, it's okay to like deal with stuff like this, and like it's okay to like seek help. Yeah. Like, and I feel like when we were younger, absolutely not.
No.
Like, that was not a thing. And if you were like depressed, you would never say that unless you were joking.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought that was very like moving how she had written his character and how she described that.
I was crying during that whole part.
Yeah. Too. Yes, there was a lot of really like sad / heartfelt parts of the book, I felt like.
I think it wasn't necessarily like just like heartbreaking, it was just like heavy.
It was a very heavy book.
Yeah.
The whole story. Yeah. Okay, so this was my first Emily Henry book.
Oh!
Ever. And like immediately when I started reading, I was like, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life? It was like a breath of fresh air. I've loved a lot of books I've read.
Yeah.
I give almost everything I read like 5 stars.
I do
so,
too.
Like I really enjoy a lot of people's writing. This was like poetic. Like the way she describes stuff, I did not know. Yeah. I did not.
Like her humor's really funny.
Oh, her humor's great. The banter is insane. Yeah. And then
the tension.
The tension's great. But I just more mean the descriptive language she uses.
Yeah.
Normally, I get tired of that stuff. And I'm like, okay, we set the scene. Move on. But I've never experienced in a book other than, okay, I've only experienced this one other time. Yeah. And it was when we read The Great Gatsby in high school.
Yes.
And that whole book I liked the book. But like there was the one scene where they're walking, I think they're walking into a room and there's white like curtains flowing through the room, and the way that scene was described, I was like, I had chills. Yeah. And I reread that scene so many times. That's how I felt the entire time I was reading this book. Yeah.
You could picture it.
You could picture literally everything. Clearly. You could smell it. I felt everything she wrote at the characters were feeling. I felt like I was feeling those exact things. Yeah. There was a review on Goodreads, and I loved this part of the review, and it was, there's this unique connection I get from Emily Henry's writing style that at this point should be studied. The way she not only describes feelings, but gives me this ache that's so deep and penetrating, it's so tender. Yeah. Which I don't think she was talking about sexually, but I realize all those things. She said penetration. Oh, they couldn't enough reason to use the word penetrate. I really think it was just about emotions. That's where my mind always goes. But it does. Like, I felt like I was Harriet. Yeah. And I felt like
you felt safe to be in those emotions.
Oh my gosh. I've never experienced that before in any book. Yeah. And like just feeling like, oh my gosh, I want to be in Maine. Yeah. Like, and I've read books about other places that are probably way more exciting than Maine. Mm-hmm. I mean, not that Maine's bad or anything, but like Hawaii.
But now I want to go to Maine.
I have to go to Maine.
We need to go to Maine.
Let's go on our girls trip to Maine.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Where's that at?
You know. It's the top one.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah. The most northeastern.
With all the lobsters, right?
Lobster. Yeah. I've never had a lobster roll, have you?
Yeah.
What is a lobster roll? Maine. Yeah. What is a lobster roll? I've never had lobster, period.
It's like a sandwich. Like a sub.
It's a sub. Oh.
Yeah.
I was picturing like a dinner roll, but there's lobster in it.
No.
It's a sandwich.
I don't
Got
think
it.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Sammy.
Got it.
So we'll go have that in Maine.
I love it.
Yeah, I just really
perfect.
loved it. And I do want to point out that I did tell you this when I gave you Book Lovers to read. Or Beach Read.
The banter.
About how
You
just
did.
good it was.
You did.
I think so, like, another thing to add, her books are so pretty. Like, they just make you feel happy looking at them,
Okay,
too.
she redid the covers. They redid the covers recently.
Really?
Like, within the last week or two.
Oh, really?
So, yes, I've been talking a lot about this to Olivia. Not Liv, Olivia.
Brooke has so many friends.
I have just so many friends. Get in line. No, stupid. I don't. Okay. But we were talking about this, but I love her covers how they are, and then she, like, redid them, and they're, like, a lot more muted, and, like, I'll show you pictures.
I love the cover of this book.
I know. I love the covers, and I feel like they really stand out. We were, like, talking about that, like, you know that's an Emily Henry book just by looking at it. The bright neon background, and then the two characters on the front. And, like, the font is the same. I think they're so pretty. It was on her Instagram.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Did she change all the other ones?
I think they're all different. Hold on.
I don't know why she felt the need to do that.
Well, I remember seeing on hers, I'm sure she has, like, the option to, like, she could be like, no, don't do that to my book. But, like, she was saying in here, I think, like, the publisher wanted to, and, like, styles change, or, like, that's what she was saying. Basically, like, it just happens, and, like, styles change. I'm sure she obviously could be like, no, don't do that, but I like the regular ones.
Yeah,
I don't hate the other ones, but, like, I feel like the covers she has now are, like, they stand out way more.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other ones are pretty too, but, like,
yeah.
I like these better. Her original. The OG Emily Henry covers. Stupid. Okay, in this book, I just loved their friend group.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, which I understand is, like, the whole point.
Yeah.
Like,
while I was reading about it, though, I was like, man, I hope one year that, like, we can all go on a vacation
I know,
together.
same.
You know how much fun that would be?
So much fun. For my 30th birthday, I want to do something.
Okay.
With everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's 2 years. 2 years. 2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
We got this.
Yeah.
I will find a husband before then.
Perfect.
That's immediately where my mind. I am not being the fifth wheel on this trip.
Damn it. Yeah. It was so precious, their group. And I just loved.
And they were all so different. There were so many stories within the big story.
Yes.
I
also liked, so the conflict that they had near the end, that scared me. I thought they were kind of all going to break up, whatever, as a friend group. I thought maybe that was going to happen. I thought it was interesting, also, like, how Harriet, so she was always used to, like, kind of being, like, the mediator.
Yeah.
And then she was the mediator again during this huge argument or whatever. And, like,
finish your thought.
I just like that. That's it.
And Wynn was trying to pull her out of that. Like,
He
every
was.
time
He's like,
he was like,
hey.
don't go after them. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But not in a mean way.
No, he was, like, encouraging her, like, hey, you don't have to always be that person to do that.
Let's just say,
They'll figure it out.
Wynn's got it going on.
Wow. Does he? Yeah. He sure does. Okay.
Yeah.
I have two things. First, I loved their high scene when they were all high.
Yes.
The way she described that. Oh my gosh. It just was so magical. They were on the Ferris wheel and stuff. Just the stuff that she was explaining. It was the most magical thing I've ever experienced in my life. It was so beautiful.
I just liked that they were all just like, yeah, let's do whatever. Like, we're all together. We're just going to have fun.
Yes.
That's the friend group you want.
Exactly. Yeah. For sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. Then I loved how at the end, she was like, I don't like my job.
Yes.
I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. And then I loved how once she made her decision, which I do like how she came to that realization. And I'm glad she didn't go all the way back to California and he had to chase her.
Yeah.
I'm glad she chased him because he needed that affirmation. His whole thing is that he's not good enough.
Yeah.
And so I loved that.
He is good enough.
He is. And that she affirmed him by she's like, no, I'm not going. I want to be with you. And you can't tell me that's not what I want.
That's hot.
Way too loud. Way too loud. I just love that. And then, at first, her parents were really upset. Mm-hmm. But that, like, decision and her confidence in that decision kind of like started to heal her relationship with her parents.
And her sister.
I loved that. And I like how she added that to the end of the book.
There was so much going on.
There was like so many things.
But it wasn't too much.
No, it was perfect, and like every single thing wrapped up.
Yeah.
So nicely. Like I just figured the parents were just gonna be, her parents are like this.
Yeah.
Her home life was like that. And now she's on to this new chapter.
Yeah.
But it like brought it in with all the new amazing things.
10 out of 10, man.
Yeah. Also, that would be, can you imagine going through medical school and you're in your residency and you decide not to do that?
Okay, listen. If it was medical school or when...
I'm saying the bravery that it would take to step out of that.
That's true.
That wasn't really when, though, necessarily. I think she would have done it either way.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
But he definitely helped the situation.
Oh, no, he did. I'm saying,
saying,
even if he wasn't in there, she would never have made that decision, I realized. Yeah. But, like, she did that for herself, that she's like, I don't even like this job.
Yeah.
I just loved how she described, like, I don't want to just work all the time, and then when I'm finally home, I'm just worried about the next time I'm going to go back in.
I feel that.
It was just, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. Overall, just, like, amazing.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I really, really loved it.
It's high up on my favorites now, too. I feel like I keep saying this.
Yeah. It's really good. And now I want to read all of the Emily Henry books, like, yesterday.
Yeah.
She's an amazing
writer. I'll be interested to hear. I want to reread Book Lovers.
Okay,
because it wasn't my fave. But
I was going to ask you, what were your thoughts on all the other books? Is this her favorite of all of her books?
This is definitely my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't read...
People
We Meet on Vacation, but my boss bought it for me.
Oh yeah, that's it was really so nice. Sweet. Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked Beach Read.
Yeah.
I want to reread it. And then Book Lovers.
We're gonna reread it for the pod.
True. Book Lovers, I did like it. It wasn't necessarily my favorite, but I did like it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll keep that all in mind.
Well, don't let me like skew.
I know, but honestly, the lower my expectations are, the better. Because if I'm expecting something not great, which I'm not, but if that is the case, and then it's mediocre, I'm like, wow, this was a 5.
I just feel like all her books are like the perfect summer reads because they're all like in like beach towns or like places with the ocean, and it plays a big role in all of them. Like they're always by water in summertime, and it's just very pleasing. Yeah, it was really like... I just want to be there. I felt like I was there when I was reading. Yes. I loved it. Can I say that again? I loved it. And it was just, the writing was chef's kiss. Amazing. It was amazing. I do like how, so a lot of books like this, I feel like the forced proximity or whatever, or the sharing the bed thing is like always... just like, what a coincidence, it happened. Yeah. And in this book, you think that's also kind of like the case, but you find out Sabrina and Parth literally fabricated this entire thing. Yeah. So I did like that there was a reason for it. I just felt like it was smart, like writing-wise. And what a good friend, honestly. Even though, like, I know they were all mad at her, but like, good for you, Sabrina. Yeah. 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 No, I just liked it because I felt like I feel like I'm sounding snooty with like what I like with my reading. I am fine with like an easy, quick read, and there can be a lot of plot holes, and I don't care. Yeah. I just like how there was an explanation as to why there was a forced proximity. Yeah. Like, rather than it just happening. Yeah. I just liked that. I thought that was cool. Yeah. Loved it. Amazing. It was so good. Emily Henry, great job. I know you're listening. We're big fans. She lives in Cincinnati. Did you know that? We need to see if she has like a signing. Oh. Honestly, how fun would that be? That would be great. Then we can invite her on the pod. Okay, book signing. We're seeing Shane. Emily Henry's coming on our podcast. We'll bring our little microphone. Guys, we're thinking of getting another mic. What do you think? We're moving on up. And hopefully in that way we can edit out some of my louder laughs, because I can just turn my mic way down. And then hopefully it won't hurt your ears. We're going to basically like mute you. Yeah. I'll like, be like on the 1 and you'll be like on the 10 of the volume. Perfect. And it'll sound like we're actually talking at the same level. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Loved it. Anything else?
for Emily Henry? For
big fan.
Happy Place.
No, loved it. And
Yeah.
it honestly, too, it makes you think, like, when I was reading it, I was like, oh, where are my happy places? You know?
Oh.
You didn't think about
Where's
that?
your happy place?
Well,
No, I was just so immersed into this book.
I just liked how in her life, like, whenever, like, she was, like, going back, like, oh, this was my happy place.
Or dark place.
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your happy place then? Or
Well, definitely,
one of
like,
them.
the beach. On vacation,
That's
always.
what I was saying. Yeah.
Being with, like, your people, you know?
Yeah. I mean, coming here is fun.
I was going to say,
one of my
hanging out
happy
with
places.
you.
It is. It's so fun. Well, and also, like, I've been telling... I think I told you this. Yes, we talked about it. Just, like, being a mom, a new mom.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm pretty isolated most of the time. And I'm...
Yeah.
It's just really hard sometimes. Like, I enjoy it, but, like, I'm, like, at home with twins, and they're not even a year and a half old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is hard.
Yeah.
And I obviously, as a mom, you just, like, do stuff for everybody else all day. And it's so nice to have this to, like, it's not all about me, but it's something for me that I really enjoy doing, and I'm getting to be with my friend and creating something which is fun for me.
Yeah.
And so I've, like, I felt like I've, like, been thriving with this, and it's been really fun.
Yeah.
To, like, have something for me to do. Yeah.
I agree. And not that I have twins, but, like, living by yourself, like,
Well,
it's nice to have something that you're like, oh, Brooke's coming over, let me make her dinner, let me do this.
Oh, guys, Hope made a bomb-ass dinner tonight. It was so good. It was so good. Woo. Oh, it was amazing.
The Trader Joe girly.
That was the real chef's kiss of the evening.
No, but it's been, like, it's just fun. And
yeah.
Every time, we kind of almost not, like, filter ourselves, but, like, when we're just, like, talking back and forth, like, the amount of, like, you think the laughs are loud on the podcast, like, and then it's, like, carried over into, like, text messages and, like, everything all the time.
Yeah.
And we'll just start talking, and we'll be texting, and I'll be, like, peeing my pants laughing.
Yes.
So it's just...
It's been
this
so
has created
fun.
a happy place.
It has. I fully agree. It's been really fun. I'm going to cry now. Now I'm really going to cry.
Yeah.
No, but it's been fun. Yeah. All right.
What are you reading this week? Do you know?
Well, I think I'm going to read Every Summer After.
Oh, yeah. We need to start that.
But I haven't got the book yet, but I'm sure we'll read that soon.
I'm going to try and bust out Hook, Line, and Sinker this weekend, too.
Yeah.
Because I really want to read that.
Do you have that here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went shopping again.
What'd you get? Did you get more than that?
Yeah, I got that, and I found New Moon for like $2.
Yeah.
Or like $3.
Yes. That clearance section is the best. At Half Price Books.
I feel like I got a couple other things, but I can't remember. Oh, I bought a copy of Things We Never Get Over because I borrowed it from somebody.
Yes.
But now I have the next, like the other one. So I was like, I need
two.
I need it.
Can I borrow it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because you had borrowed it the last time.
Well, I probably don't want to borrow it right now because I'm not going to read it right now. Okay. But I see you all the time now, so I can get it whenever.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm on the third book now of the Finley Donovan series. There's 3 books.
I heard you've mentioned this, and I still don't know anything about it.
I'm assuming this is on, like, the cover or something, or, like, the synopsis of the story. So the first one, it's, like, this woman, she's a divorcee. She's got 2 kids. She's kind of, like, really struggling through life. She's also a writer, like a crime romance writer situation. Yeah. One day she's meeting with her literary agent, and then the way that they're talking, she sounds like she's a contract killer. Basically, like, I want $15,000 for the next one.
Okay.
Book. But someone beside her is having trouble with her husband at home, and she says, I want $50,000 for the next one. She literally leaves her note and is like, I want you to kill my husband, and I'll give you the $50,000. And so it's like how she gets into all that, basically. And it's like her life from then on, and then there's stuff with, like, the mob, and anyways, but it's like this normal everyday person. Have you ever seen Good Girls?
Okay. On Netflix?
Yes.
You put it on my list to watch. I got to the end of the 2nd season.
Oh! And
they beat the husband up, and I didn't like that, so I stopped watching it. And I think, well, no, it wasn't. It's the guy that plays Shaggy on Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Okay, so the other guy, like the guy.
Rio.
He, like, beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And then in that last scene, he's, like, about to make her shoot him.
Yeah.
I don't know if she does, but I didn't want to watch it, does she?
I'm not telling you.
You have to tell me.
She shoots Rio.
No!
Yeah.
Does she kill him?
I don't know. You'll have to watch.
No, I don't know, because I think
he's not
they end
dead.
up getting together, don't they? They're at least going to get, just for a couple minutes.
I really liked that show.
Really? Does it
really
get,
did.
I don't know.
That's like...
Is that the worst?
No.
Yeah, I
don't really think I don't remember anybody else getting beat up, but there's more murders. Not a
like
ton.
that it shows stuff.
I don't think so.
The thing of it is at night, I have to turn all my lights out and go to bed in my apartment by myself.
So the beating up, did that get you scared?
No, I just didn't like it.
No, I get that.
Like,
no, okay.
I just was like,
I don't think anything in that show would scare you.
Okay. Maybe I'll try it again. Because you put it on my list.
Yeah.
And I watched...
I'm impressed.
You put Ginny and Georgia on my list, and I watched that.
Well, I told you you'd love that, and did you not?
I did.
Loved
and then
that.
you put... What's the one
New
with
Girl?
Zoe Deschanel?
New Girl.
Yep. I watched a good portion of it.
You've said that you're not a big, episodic show person.
Yes.
You like a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, a love story.
Yes. Well, New Girl has a love story throughout it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Multiple love stories.
I like it. Same thing. That in The Office. When I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, this is funny.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay.
But that's also not what you're going to gravitate towards. And that is what I want to gravitate towards. I don't want to sit there and have to then watch 18 more episodes to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And I like just to be quick laugh,
Yeah.
But yes, I thought the Good Girls thing was kind of similar to Finley Donovan.
Okay.
It's a normal person that gets into the world of crime.
Oh, yeah.
And I realized that I love that.
I could see you doing that.
No. Oh my gosh.
I could.
I think I like it so much because I would literally never get into that. Because I would be so scared. I would never thrive in any of those situations. They're lying their pants off. I could never.
Yeah.
And then I just read, this was a while ago, but I read Counterfeit by Kristen Chen. And it's kind of similar. It's a mom and she gets in and they counterfeit designer bags. Ooh. And it's really cool. And I just love the normal suburban mom getting into all this shit, and I love it. I think because it's so maybe unrealistic, and you never suspect that kind of a person for doing it. Yeah. Anyways, reading that, and I'm only 8% through the Paris Apartment, but I was reading Happy Place, and then also Finley Donovan ones kept coming in, so I will finally read the Paris Apartment.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm Lucy Foley's biggest fan.
I think I've read something of hers.
The Guest List, did you read that?
No.
Okay.
I have a book there, but it's not giving off good vibes.
I don't think you're going to like them if you didn't like the beat up scene in Good Girls.
Really?
It's a murder mystery, Hope.
I didn't put it in my cart. I was at the book loft and Macy's friend stuck it in my basket.
I don't think you'll like it because with some of the things that happen in that book.
Okay.
And that are described.
Oh.
Not and then they bludgeoned him and his brain fell out. It was nothing like that. Is that too much for you?
What you just said?
Yeah.
I didn't want to read about someone's brain falling out.
We're so different. Not that I want to read about that, but that would not probably. Well, no one would describe it that way.
Yeah.
But that in a show, I wouldn't really want to see that either. You know what? I don't like in shows when someone has just had it with someone and then they get on top of them and just beat them.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
And they just won't stop and they won't stop. And sometimes they die. And sometimes they're just about to die, basically. I hate that.
Yeah.
Or if I hear a bone crunching in a scene or snapping, nope. I can't do the bones.
Even in Twilight, I feel like we both looked away.
Yes.
That one scene.
Yeah. Oh, when her leg is about to be broken.
Yeah.
No.
I remember we talked about it. You were like, have you ever watched it? No. And we both looked away.
Can't do any bones.
No.
Have you ever seen 127 Hours?
What do you think?
It seems right up your alley. Literally hated that so much. We watched.
Don't freak me out.
It's not. Do you know anything about that movie?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's Dave Franco. No, James Franco.
I like him.
Really, he has a ton of sexual assault allegations.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Wow. I think actually I don't really know. But I'm pretty sure. Okay, so it's a real story. First of all, set you up there.
Oof.
We watched this for one of our basketball Christmas parties or something. We watched this because it's the strength of the human spirit, basically. I was like, this movie is horrible. Basically, this man who's a hiker, he's in the desert and he gets stuck down in one of those like crevasses.
The guy who cuts his own leg off.
Arm, yeah. And
Absolutely not.
And the whole movie is just him stuck there and like kind of reliving some things. And then it shows him sawing off his arm. I saw him saw off his arm. And like he has to break. You have 2 bones in the arm. He has to break both arms. He goes horrible. Absolutely horrible. And he's still alive. He would have died there.
Oh, it was a true story.
Yes.
I just almost passed out.
Could you? I would never be able to cut off my own arm. I never would be able to do that. The worst part was the nerve.
Stop.
It showed him.
Stop. I'm getting like,
Okay,
I'm getting like car sick.
Okay. That was bad though. But you know what? And then at the end, when the credits were rolling, it showed the real guy there with a stub, and he was swimming in a pool, and he was so happy because he's alive. My heart's racing. Would you ever be able to cut off your own arm?
No. While I was thinking about that, I was like, what would you do? And I feel like I'd be praying a lot. Other than that, I don't know what I would do.
Like, but he was stuck for 127 hours. How long is that? How many days is that?
Okay, so
24 hours is a day.
So, like, 100, there's at least 4. So, it's a little over 5 days, right?
Yeah. And I think he had maybe, like, a protein bar. And, like, he had his, like, canteen, probably. So, I don't remember much of that movie, but other than I know the gist of the movie. He was stuck there the whole time.
Here's the thing, though. Like, you wonder, like, as soon as you're done, what if someone popped out and was like, hey, what do you... Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. Well, they wouldn't have been able to help him. He was really stuck in there. It was a boulder that, like, came down and crushed his arm.
I don't know why you told me all this. It stressed me out.
When
getting hives.
How did we get there?
I don't know. You're talking about how I hate stuff like that, and then you tell me
this horrible story. I'm so sorry. That's mean.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be mean.
We should go.
We should go. All right. Thank you all for listening. Tune in next time, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.